Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome, my dear friends and students, to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad, in the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Today, we gather for the lecture on management accounting in the course BBA Block 1, Unit 1. Let's begin our session with the scope of management accounting. As we discussed in a last session or in a last video, the introduction, meaning, definition, and the nature of management accounting. And with that evaluation, we continue our journey on the management accounting, on the fundamentals of management accounting in the station of scope of management accounting. The scope or field of management accounting is a wide which covers numerous perspectives of trade operation, or we can say the firm, company, business, etc. The most point of management accounting is to assist administration in its capacity of arranging, coordinating, or we can say the coordination, controlling, and ranges of specialization included inside content of the management accounting. So we can say that the scope of management accounting is mainly to assist our all administration capacity for taking the best decision for the future. And thus we can say that the scope of management accounting is very wide. While we examine the scope, the first point is that financial accounting. The financial accounting shapes the premises for investigation and translation for outfitting significant information to the management. The control viewpoint is based on financial information and execution assessment on recorded, actualized, and the figures. So we can say that management accounting is closely related to financial accounting in numerous aspects and respects also. In earlier session, I told that there is a direct relationship between the management accounting and financial accounting. Next point is cost accounting. The cost accounting is the method and procedure of find out the cost which incurred in your production or a product. For that, planning, choice making, and control are the fundamental managerial function over there. So you have to plan according to what you want to earn in a future from that particular product. So accordingly, you have to plan your cost over there. Then also the control over there. that the cost is not beyond your limitations. And that's why, my dear friends, these three are the fundamental managerial functions. First is planning, second is choice making, and third is control. The cost accounting framework gives the fundamental instrument for carrying out such functions effective manner, or we can say effectively. The instruments incorporate the standard costing, the variable costing or marginal costing or stock management or inventory management. So these are the instruments which can be collected and cooperated with the cost accounting also. And for that, my dear friends, one of the main or important scope of the management accounting is the cost accounting. On that you evaluate the cost of product and accordingly you take the best decision for the future product or relevant product or existing product or the launch of the new product. So this is the second scope of the management accounting. Third is, my dear friend, budgeting and forecasting, or I can say the budgeting control also. The budget itself defines that you forecast your future income and expenses. So budgeting implies communicating the plans, arrangement and objectives of the firm for a positive period in a future, and determination or determining on the other hand could be the forecast of what will happen as a result of a given set of circumstances. While estimating may be a judgmental, while the budgeting is an organizational protest. So here we defining that estimation in different way and budgeting in a different way. The estimating may be treated as a judgment, but while the budgeting is an organizational protest. And these are the valuable for the management accounting in a planning section. So this is what, my dear friends, that budgeting and forecasting both are the important as a scope of management accounting. Next point is, my dear friend, inventory control. The inventory of a fundamental to control from time it is obtained till its last transfer, because it includes the huge sum. And for controlling the stock, administration ought to decide different level of stock that you learn in inventory management. And the inventory control procedure will be the supportive for taking administration or administrative decisions. So in inventory control management, there are the different type of stock over there, and you have to evaluate an appropriate method for recording that particular stock, such as a FIFO method, LIFO method, weighted average method, etc. And you define that what are the stock level, that is dangerous stock level or not. So you have to evaluate it. So according to that, the scope is very wide, because you are not concerning that only one aspect, but you are concerning with the all aspect of accounting, which can be for the decision making process, or you have to take a decision in a good manner for the future. So on that, my dear friends, management accounting play an important role in accounting. And thus the next point is what? The statistical method. The statistical instrument, not as it were make the data more noteworthy, comprehensive and comprehensibly, but moreover are profoundly valuable for planning and forecasting. That your statistic data is just because of not that the particular manner, but it should be valuable for what, my dear friends? Planning and forecasting. And the what 4 types of forecast we learned in a previous session. That is sales forecasting, production forecasting, earning forecasting, and fourth is a cost forecasting. So this is what the scope has a very wide approach, or we can say the management accounting scope is very wide. So according to it, the statistical method is an important for defining that particular scope. Next is, my dear friends, interpretation of data. While you investigate something, while you elucidations with something, while you defining something, while you reporting, or while you the appropriate analyze something in a monetary way, at that point of time the interpretation is needed. And for that, my dear friends, investigation and elucidation of monetary explanation is imperative portion of management accounting. After analyzing the monetary explanation, the translation, or we can say the transactions is made, and the report drawn from this investigation are displayed to management. And for that translation, that translating the accounting information to the authority within the administration, that is for internal purpose, is the principal assignment of the management accounting. So after the investigation, after the collection of the data, you have to what? Analyze that data and put up with your management, put on the desk of that management, that is a top management. And at that point of time, you interpret that data for making an particular decision for the future. According to that, after the interpreting the data, the reporting to management is important in the scope of management. The translated information must be communicated to those who are curious about it. And the report may cover the profit and loss statement or profit and loss account, the cash flow statement, fund flow statement, balance sheets also, etc. We can say that the profit and loss statement, statement of cash flow or cash flow statement, and fund flow and balance sheet also. So these are the information, translated information has to be the communicated to the management. So ultimately we can say that the reporting to the management of that particular information, such as profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, fund flow statement and balance sheet. Next point in a scope, that internal audit and tax accounting. The management accounting thinks that, or we can say the think about all the charge matter to help the administration in investment choice, vice versa that we access the planning also and asset to the appreciated tax relief. An internal review framework is a fundamental to judge the execution of each division. And for that, the administration is able to know the deviation in execution through the inside review also, that is internal review. And it moreover helps the administration in settlement or setting the duty of different individual or distinctive individuals. So here the internal audit is also important and tax accounting is also important, because you have to avail some tax relief also. On that, the next scope is the methods of procedures. This incorporates upkeep of appropriate information preparing and other office management services. It out to deal with recording, copying, duplicating, communicating and the management data framework. Additionally, may have to be the report approximately the utility of diverse office mechanism or machines. So the method to produce is also important and play an important role in the scope of management accounting. Next is, my dear friends, objective of management accounting. While we discuss all these points, that is meaning, definition, then the nature of management accounting, then the scope of management accounting, and with that journey we stop here for the objectives of management accounting. When we have the knowledge about the meaning, definition, nature, scope, etc., at that point of time you have to evaluate that what are the objectives for that we are doing it. Yes or no? So, my dear friends, the essential objective of management accounting is to help the management in performing its capacity viably. And the capacities of the management are planning, organizing, coordinating and controlling. These four elements are the most important elements for performing the capacity viably. This four, my dear friends, you have to remember this, that planning, organizing, coordinating and controlling. And for that, management accounting helps within the execution of each of this. This means these four functions within the following ways. In the first way, that is, provides the data. Without data, you cannot do anything. So the first objective is that to provide an appropriate data. So management accounting serves as an imperative source of information for management arrangement or arranging. The accounts and reports are the storehouse of an endless amount of information around the past advance of the endeavor, encouraging figures for the what? Future aspect. That means from past to future, the management accounting is an important for you, for the any business unit, or for the any enterprise, or for any company. So my dear friends, to provide the data is the first objective when your functions of management is important. Which functions, my dear friend? 4 main functions: planning, organizing, coordinating and controlling. With that discussion, move to the next point, that is modified data. Firstly, you have to provide the data, then we move to the modified data, that is modifies that data. The accounting information required for administrative decisions is legitimately collected and classified. For that illustration, by figures for a diverse month may be classified to know add up to by made amid each period product wise and supplier wise and territory wise also. That means that you modified your data. If you have the total data of purchase, say for example you are running we can say the traditional wear shop of a ladies. So you have the different traditional wear, but your collections are the same in a monetary term. So you have to modify that particular data in a different way. So this amount is from this particular traditional sari or traditional dress, or say for example Patan's patola or whatever at that. So you have to that dividing into the different departmental portion of your that particular business unit. So you can easily modify that data, or you can say that as there's a forecasting over that. So you can divide it with a different department also, like that the production department also, selling and distribution department, research and development department, etc. After providing data, modifying data, then you have to go to the analyze and interpret that data. So the accounting information is examined genuinely for the viable planning and decision making. And for this reason, the information is displayed in the comparative form. And the proportion are calculated likely to the trends are projected. So thus my dear friend, trend analysis is also important in analyze and interpret the data also. Moving to the next objective, it that the means of communication. The management accounting gives a means of communicating administration, plan upward, descending and outward through the organization. That means lower to upper. At a first, it implies distinguishing the achievability and consistency of the different portion of the arrangement or arrange. At afterward stages, it keeps all parties educated almost the plans that have been conquered upon and their parts in these plans. So the communication of that data is an important objective of management accounting. So now question is, sir, why it is important? Because the information is not available with the lower level to upper level, that is top level, then it may be hurdles for defining what exactly the top management want to do for the future, for taking a future decision also, for making an appropriate decision for the management also, for the product also. So the means of communication is a very important objective in management accounting. The next point is facilitates control. As we discharging the function, 4 functions of management, in that the control is also important. And for that it facilitate the control. The management bookkeeping makes a difference in interpreting or interpretation given the targets and methodology into the indicating objectives or indicated objectives for achievement by an indicated time and secure successful achievement of these objectives in productive way. And all this can be made conceivable through the budgetary control and standard costing, which is an fundamentally portion of administration accounting. In a scope, I told that the budgeting and forecasting play an important role, and at that point of time also told that the budgetary control is also important. So here, when you are talking about the facilitate to the control, at that point of time, my dear friends, budgetary control is much important in nature. Then use the qualitative information. The management accounting does not confine itself to the monetary information for making a difference the management in choice making, but to employment such data which may not be competent of being measured in financial term, and such data may be collected from upcommon, or we can say the uncommon overviews and measurable the complications, and we can say the designing records, etc. So the management have to be the use qualitative information in appropriate manner. So these are the objectives of management accounting. My dear friends, we studied in this unit the introduction, meaning of management accounting, then nature and scope of management accounting and objectives of management accounting. After learn this all the points of management accounting, you have to evaluate yourself with these 3 aspects, that is long question, short question and multiple choice question. And if you want to learn something else, something more, then you refer the reference book also as defined. So first long question is discuss the scope of management accounting and discuss the different objectives of management accounting. In short question, how the management accounting use qualitative data or information for the growth of the company. Then how management accounting has a relation with financial accounting and cost accounting. And in multiple choice question, the management accounting assists the management in a control, in a direction or in a planning. So all of these 3 are assist the management. The second question is that management accountancy is structure for what? Costing, accounting, decision making or management. So here don't be confused with the management. Answer is for the decision making. Okay. So this is what all about today's session. After that, if you want to refer something else, then you may refer this book for the further reading. Hope you learn well. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.